We start with breaking news out of France. There has been a robbery at the world-famous Louvre Museum in Paris.
They arrive like a work crew. A nondescript van pulls up to a service lane near the Louvre. Men in high-visibility vests emerge as though heading for a morning shift.
Video appears to show thieves escaping the Louvre Museum in Paris following the daytime jewelry heist last weekend.
No one on the street gives them a second glance. The museum had been receiving deliveries and maintenance traffic for weeks, but the facade is otherwise identical to how it looks on any other day.
So what's in it for them? The sale, the thrill, the mystery?
One of the men maneuvers the vehicle so that outside a second-floor window, which overlooks the Galerie de Poland, and opens onto it.
The French Minister of Culture confirms the Louvre has been robbed.
A telescopic lift can slide into place. The lift goes up with almost an air of innocence. A scissoring hydraulic arm telescoping out as a hand crank whirs and the basket finds stability on snow.
A hunt is underway for thieves after priceless jewels were stolen from one of the world's most famous museums.
A temporary casual habit. Until it isn't. They calibrate these movements to the cadence of the museum's morning.
French law enforcement are still trying to find the people responsible for stealing some priceless royal jewels from the Louvre Museum in Paris worth over $100 million.
The visitors who trickle through, security shifts, moments when staff pace from room to room.
They make their way down with a boom lift stationed outside and escape on 2 scooters just seconds before the police arrive.
The lift goes up to the balcony level. 2 figures emerge, zipped into yellow vests and hard hats, hoisting what appears to be tools for maintenance. They shuffle not hastily but deliberately, giving the effect of workers at work rather than bandits dancing on a stage. Cameras on the street film the lift as it tucks under a window. Inside, at the gallery, sunlight gathers in gold frames, and the glass cases sparkle with jewels that have hung there for generations. The balcony door gets broken down with professional tranquility. Morning chatter is sliced by a metallic rasp. The noise of a cutting tool or crowbar. Alarms flashing on, yet in between an initial confusion of what is a maintenance alert and what might be something breaking in. These are some of the seconds that burglars have banked on. 2 of them enter the gallery, while others wait and prepare to direct the escape route back to the lift. Their movements look like a routine. Survey, approach, hit. They're not cast about the room, but rather they stride purposefully to the vitrine that contains the most symbolic works. The cases that, by virtue of their display and plaque, demand attention. Television images later show the gang converging on a few display cases in a closely choreographed heist. They break glass. The sound is all sharpness and immediacy in the hush of a room. A crack, a shower of broken glass, the skittering of small fragments along a polished floor. Before the guard can get to the trouble, all of the intruders are in the cases. They use tools that would not be out of place on a construction site. Angle grinders, small saws, and devices designed to take off bolts or hinges, all applied in the cause of cutting through museum security. Their hands are gloved. Hands go in, not to drag aimlessly across a bright mayhem, but to grab. Every second is measured. By all accounts, the sequence would later come off as astonishingly rapid. The quick picking of a few specific items rather than some wild ransacking. When they arrive at the vitrines, it is not random. Reported inventories from investigators present the group with a cramped, focused list of pieces. Objects that dwelled in France's imperial and royal collections. Artifacts imbued with links to 19th century history and living connections to empresses and queens. The sequence for the removal process, as posted, goes something like this. Sapphire tiara, sapphire necklace, and one of the suite of sapphire earrings from the set with links to Queen Mary Amélie and Queen Hortense. Glittering sapphires that were once worn as symbols of royal status and public life. Emerald necklace and earrings of the Empress Marie-Louise set. Jewels associated with Napoleon's family, with the politics of empire, with gifts and tokens that symbolized dynamic alliances. A reliquary brooch, a piece that blends religious meaning and courtly display, typically made to hold relics and worn as a profession of faith and rank. A big corsage, a bodice, a bow brooch, a statement accessory from the 19th century that revealed fashion, rank, and imperial taste. The tiara of Empress Eugénie de Montijo, a crown jewel linked to the wife of Napoleon III, whose elegance embodied imperial pageantry and national prestige. The above 8 are mentioned with the advance into exile, also noted in news agencies and ministry statements, and official inventories as taken. It is reported that Empress Eugene's crown was dropped, and later found nearby, making odds these 8 were exactly what was noted missing at the gallery displays personally exited from. Everything these thieves lifted into gloved hands has a double life. The visible, decorative one that gleamed under gallery lights, and an invisible, historical one as artifact. Because the sapphires queens wore once represented marriages, alliances, and public ceremonies. Because the emeralds associated with Marie-Louise told of Napoleonic politics and an age when jewels were the currency of statecraft. Because the reliquary brooch symbolized a mingling between faith and monarchy. Because Empress Eugene's tiara and her brooches bore the weight of an empire's image. A produced grandeur meant to be read by subjects and foreign courts alike. Within seconds, these tokens of continuum are rendered portable, interchangeable, and, if scattered, unmoored from their context. They walk with the same exit path as entry. Objects are bagged, cradled, and passed back toward the balcony. The basket platform hovers like a service elevator. The thieves raise their take into the basket and start to descend. Security cameras capture the lift descent. The open space between basket and street filled for a few days with the usual light of Parisian morning. Outside wheels, scooters, or maybe a getaway car are staged in the arteries of the city as part of the plan. The thieves slip in and out of that flow. One final look at the gallery, then down goes the cart. Away goes the figure to blur with the traffic. They go as they come, quietly, together, and leaving in their wake the jumbled silence of shattered glass and empty pedestals. Here, the entirety of the strike takes place inside the Galerie de Poland, and lasts only minutes. Surgical in scope rather than sprawling. In that time, thieves have turned public memory into private freight. A tiara once a state ornament, a necklace once sealed with diplomatic bonds, a brooch once pinned to the mantle of power. The choreography of the theft. Arrival by elevator, busting the door, smashing through display cases in a speedy operation that resulted in what appears to be quiet, targeted removal, and then taking off down those same elevators to shoot out into fast urban escape routes. Feels like it was sketched around the museum's own morning rituals. From there, the story comes to an end. On the gallery floor, broken cases and selected heirlooms in gloved hands, and thieves dropping themselves down into Manhattan. It's the moment of theft. Selective, lightning quick taking of pieces named and imbued with meaning beyond their stones. That endures in the surveillance video and on the plaques once displayed next to those cases. What's stolen are not just objects. They're shards of state, ritual, and personal histories that were once fastened around queens and empresses. They vanish, in a matter of breaths perhaps, leaving those objects detached from the public places that know their names.